All right, y'all, we are back with another video, and here we go again. Obviously, I'm pretty sure a lot of you seen my video yesterday when we called out this judge. Judge McAfee is so scared of Fannie Willis. I even made a video saying that this judge was paid off. There's no way that you can tell he really wanted Nathan Wade gone. But if you wanted Nathan Wade gone, he lied. He lied the same way Fannie Willis lied, but she get to stay on the case. That right there just don't make no sense to me. He was so scared to disqualify Fannie Willis because he knew re-election is getting ready to come up. And he don't want to piss off the supporters because he want to get reelected, but he, went on live talking about this ain't got nothing to do with politics. Yes, it do. Because it was too much evidence out there that proved that Fannie Willis is corrupt. She stole taxpayers' dollars. She went on these trips. She lied under oath. Terrence Bradley lied under oath. Nathan Wade lied under oath. I mean, come on, what more evidence do you need? The cell phone data? Look how she was acting in the courtroom. And then you got this spineless judge that was so scared to disqualify her because he, like I said before, because he knew re-election was coming up and he didn't want to mess up his chances of getting re-elected. He didn't have a backbone to remove this woman. So he didn't want it to fall in his hands. So he pretty much wanted to fall into somebody else's hand to make it seem like he wasn't the one that removed her. So we definitely finna get into this because in this one right here, you can tell that Judge Jeanine was not playing around with Fannie Willis or this corrupt judge. She absolutely just went off. Because this judge pretty much admitted that he helped Fannie Willis. He pretty much admitted that he helped her. Because there's no way you leaving her on this case and you see all this evidence that you got. It was enough evidence for you to remove this woman and you didn't do it. So we're going to go ahead and dive straight into this. Make sure y'all please hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of my videos. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into this. Like I said, this right here don't make any sense. This judge is just so freaking scared and corrupt. I had a feeling he was going to make a dumb ruling like this. Split the baby type ruling, like everybody's calling it. But let's go ahead and dive straight to it.
Here to respond, she is the co-host of the hit show The Five, Judge Jeanine Pirro. Judge, all right, let's get your overall take here. And we've also, I know, right? You can't make this up.
You can't.
All right, now you're making me, you can't make this up. But you do have one other concept, legal concept we got to look at, and that's the fruit of the poisonous tree here. Wouldn't this mean that all the evidence gathered by Nathan Wade, don't they have to throw that out?
Well, you can certainly make that argument, but remember who the judge is. This is a judge, you'll recall, Sean, that I told you didn't have the spine to hold Fannie Willis in contempt when she started running the courtroom, pointing her finger at him and telling everybody that she wasn't on trial. So this judge, who is 2 weeks away from this next election and doesn't want to upset any of his constituents, makes a decision that is absurd. If Wade is in a situation where he was so dishonest that he lied about the relationship that they've got to cut him from the case, why isn't Fannie being cut from the case? I mean, that is an absolute bottom line question. This is a case that is mired in scandal and is mired in, and as the judge said, an odor of mendacity, dishonesty, and lies. And for the judge to come out and say, I don't know if this is an actual conflict of interest. We've still got the Georgia bar, and we've got this state investigative commission, 4 commissions that can look into this. Judge, you were the one who sat on the evidentiary hearing. You were the one who were supposed to make the decision about what witnesses were lying and what witnesses were telling the truth. And for you to decide that Wade, the boyfriend, he's got to go because he is not capable of telling the truth. He lied about the same thing she lied about, and she confirmed his lies. But he goes and she doesn't. Look, the speech she made at the church, Sean, is enough. That is race baiting. As a DA, I would be canned for making a speech like that, basically saying that a defendant that I'm prosecuting is a racist. And that is enough to get her off. But this judge doesn't have the chutzpah to get him off, to get her off the case, and leaves it up to her. And for anybody who has any doubt, She's not going to leave this case. She could care less that Wade is gone. She got 5 vacations or 6 vacations in 5 months, and the judge said, well, we can't be sure how much money really passed, but there wasn't enough evidence. Judge, I know you're new to this, but your job is to decide the facts, decide the evidence, who lied, what the money amount was, and you can't then turn around and say, you know, it's kind of hard to tell. And also, this guy, Terrence Bradley, who's the boyfriend's lawyer, he said in an affidavit they absolutely started the affair before the job. He takes the stand, and what's the word? He was inconsistent. His demeanor was unusual. He was unresponsive. And he said, I couldn't make a conclusion. Judge, you can make a conclusion by drawing in the fact that there is this inconsistency, there is this guilty demeanor, there is this lack of responsiveness to something that's an absolute sworn to statement. But this judge doesn't have the spine. In the end, the people trying this case, Sean, are going to be trying a case that they know is a mess. The two of them lied, and they're trying to try Donald Trump for lying and offering false statements. And I got to tell you, you know who wins in this case? The prosecutor. With the boyfriend off the case, that's a win for her. This guy doesn't know his way around a courtroom. He's never even tried a felony case, let alone a RICO case.
Boy, Judge Jeanine is cooking. I mean, she is cooking. How come it wasn't no conflict of interest? Look at all the evidence that this judge got. See, just like she said, Fannie Willis, she pretty much done got everything she wanted from Nathan Wade. She didn't need him there because he already didn't know what he already didn't know what to do. So everybody knew when the judge gave her that right there, that little ultimatum to pick between those two, we knew she was going to get rid of Nathan Wade. She did it the same day that he made the ruling, said that she needed to come up with an answer. We already knew what she was going to do. She wasn't going to lead this Trump case. How you going to try to get Donald Trump talking about he lied when you just lied? You literally stood up in the court, lied under oath. You, Terrence Bradley, and Nathan Wade. All y'all lied. So like Judge Jeanine said, Fannie Willis already got her lavish vacations, and she got everything she wanted from Nathan Wade. She don't need him no more. She literally just threw him under the bus. She threw him under the bus. Like, come on. This right here is just crazy. I mean, a lot of people was telling me in the chat that they don't trust this judge and stuff like that, and I get it. I even was saying the same thing, like I said before, I mentioned in the last video, that him and his wife donated to her campaign. Fannie Willis used to be his boss. Then, re-election was coming up. So I was adding all of that stuff up. And that's the reason why a lot of people were like, he's not going to disqualify Fannie Willis. So now you're going to leave it in her hands to either she step down in her old office or leave Nathan, how you going to leave Nathan Wade on? He don't know what to do. Nathan Wade probably couldn't fix a sandwich at Subway for somebody. So it's like, that was an easy choice for her. And like I said, this is just ridiculous that this judge just sit up here and just let her just get away with this crap. It ain't no conflict of interest. How? It should have been enough, like I said, she went to that church. What they just say, race baiting. Like, come on. Crying racism at a church. Bringing God into her mess.
Let me ask you, because, look, friends of mine in Georgia told me this guy, because of the re-election that he's going to be facing soon, that they predicted that he'd split the baby, which is what he pretty much did.
Yeah, that's what he did.
He also poisoned the well against her in an appeal. It's hard to imagine one party created an appearance of conflict, but not Willis. So the logic of the judge and his unwillingness to go the full step, I think he has set her up now to be out of this case as well. Time will tell if I'm proven right, but I see it that way. What do you think?
Well, we'll see whether or not, when the appeal takes place, certainly the case is now delayed. The appellate division or whatever the second level.
And Judge didn't write about that because it's going to be delayed. See, the problem is that everybody that's going after Donald Trump, they want these trials before the election. Because once Trump get in office, he's in office. That's what they trying to stop from happening. That's why you see Jack Smith over there in Florida crying and threatening Judge Eileen because he can't get his way. That's just what it is. All of them is just trying to rush these trials, and that's exactly what Fani Willis did. Now Trump them appeal. Now it's gonna take forever now. So hey, there you go, right there. So the judge, now he did call out Fani Willis on a lot of stuff. He didn't like the church speech. He didn't like the way she was acting in court. But at the end of the day, what sense does it make if you talking about you didn't like none of that, but you still let her stay on the case? Like, you was that scared to disqualify her. And I had a feeling he wasn't gonna do it when news broke on the internet. They were talking about like he got death threats. When he first took the case, he was getting threatened, saying that he better not remove Fani Willis. So that's why everybody kept, feeling that way, talking about, man, we don't trust this judge. This judge is compromised and stuff like that. Now you see why. This judge is just spineless.
Level is called in the state of Georgia, has a lot of decisions to make. I think that in the end, this fact finding, what little there is enough to get her off. No one can explain why he has to go, but she doesn't, when she's the one who benefited from the money. And the money that he made, $650,000. Now, I was a DA for 30 years. I was an assistant DA and the elected DA 3 times. You don't pay anybody $350,000 who's never tried a felony case. This is corrupt from the get-go.
Woo, boy, Judge Jeanine is cooking. Y'all, listen to this. I got to take this. This is why I like Judge Jeanine so much. I even took her for, because I didn't like the way Whoopi was treating her when she went to The View, just because Judge Jeanine is a Trump supporter. And I didn't like the way that Whoopi was treating her over there on that show, the way she cussed out and stuff. But Judge Jeanine is one of those people you can just listen to. She gonna tell it like it is, and she's not gonna hold back at all. Let's take that back and listen to what she just said when she was a DA. You can't pay nobody that much money. That is corrupt. That judge should know that. That's the thing. That judge should know that. And I'm pretty sure he do, but he still just let her get away with it. But here's the thing, though, man. It's just crazy. And I know he knew that.
For 30 years, I was an assistant DA and the elected DA 3 times. You don't pay anybody $350,000 who's never tried a felony case. This is corrupt from the get-go.
All right, Judge Pirro.
Woo!
Every day, of course, on the 5. You never. Why are you making me laugh? Because it's actually humorous when you actually look at the ruling. You can't make this stuff up.
You can't. Shout out to I think that Chris Hannity. But yeah, man, there you go right there. Judge Jeanine was firing back. She was not playing around. I definitely had to cover this one right here. When I seen that Judge Jeanine was speaking on it, I already knew that she was finna go ahead and go off on this judge. But like I said, this judge pretty much admitted that he helped Fani Willis. He pretty much admitted it. Because if you gonna get rid of Nathan Wade when he did the same thing Fani Willis did, but she the one benefited more by paying him all that money than him using that money to take her on vacations. I mean, who in the world go on 6 vacations, 7 vacations out of a year? Like, I mean, come on. Ain't no conflict of interest. Like, this judge is just ridiculous, man. I mean, nowadays, and I've said this plenty of times, it seems like the only judge we can trust so far is Judge Eileen in Cannon in Florida. She's been the only fair judge. I don't know what her ruling gonna be up on with the Trump and Jack Smith situation, because we are all so sick of Jack Smith. Jack Smith just needs to just go somewhere. Now, because that's about the classified documents and stuff, which I still say that that case needs to be dropped, because they sit up there and they drop Joe Biden's. We're talking about because he's old, he's got dementia. Okay, if Joe Biden old and got dementia, then why is he still allowed to be the president? Why? If you're going to use that, how come he's still allowed to be the president? But they used that and dropped his case. So if you're going to drop Joe Biden, you need to drop Donald Trump's. Because it's the same thing, except Joe Biden's was worse. But, this system is just corrupt, man. This is the crap that they can just get away with. But like I said, thank you all for watching. Be sure to hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.